Right. So an ambulance just pulled up. We'll give you a look at that. It's inside the gate right now, but you can see the flashing lights. So just about 15 minutes ago, there was a major clash between protesters and ICE agents. There were some ICE agents on the roof, and that's when some protesters approached and started yelling at them. I believe we have some video that we are going to get called up for you so that you can kind of see what exactly unfolded. So as those protesters were shouting at the ICE agents, they started to deploy pepper balls. Pepper balls have the same chemicals as pepper spray. It's a non-lethal weapon. So they started shooting pepper balls at the protesters. One woman did, really kind of get into a scuffle with ICE agents. She ended up being kind of taken down to the ground. She was later handcuffed and then taken into the facility. So what we can presume is going on with the ambulance is that this woman likely requested medical once she got inside the facility. Obviously, if someone requests medical, you have to bring in an ambulance. So not only is the ambulance here, but we did see a fire truck in the area as well, kind of standing by. So we can assume that this woman likely will be taken to the hospital for some medical treatment or to check up on potential injuries. It's unclear if she will be charged, if she will remain detained after she is taken to the hospital. But shortly before she was put in handcuffs, there was a loudspeaker announcement coming from the facility, and it essentially said that, those of you who are approaching the gate are interfering with federal agents, and they warned that they would arrest individuals who did interfere with this federal operation. As you can see here, this facility is boarded up. There are still some ICE agents on the roof. We will continue to monitor what is going on here. Now, something that we aren't sure about is how many people are inside the facility, how many people who have been detained by ICE are currently inside, and if there are any people inside, how much of all this commotion they can hear. We do know, as you saw, the windows are boarded up. It's unclear where exactly they're being held.
It doesn't even matter. The bigger part of the issue is that people are agitating and they are looking for a problem. We don't even know where these people is from. We don't know if they are paid, if they're not paid. This woman literally put her hands on an ICE agent, and hopefully she is prosecuted, because they did wind up arresting her, and I think I got some additional footage of that, and we're going to go into it. But I hope they prosecute her to the fullest extent of the law, because it's almost like they bored and they don't have anything to do if they're going to advocate for people that are here illegally and has broken the law and coming over into the United States of America. I'm going to switch over to a completely different view, and hopefully you guys can get some more perspective on exactly what's happening here, because what's really going on is the left is crazy, right? Let's just put it really into perspective. They're radical over the last, I'm not even just going to say couple weeks with the whole situation with Charlie Kirk. I've seen over the years them become more and more radical every single day, every single opportunity that they can find. They now advocate for violence. They put their hands on people. It's not a peaceful protest. She walked up and she grabbed his mask. She put her hands on his face. She, tried to block the vehicle. That's not a peaceful protest, right? You're not seeing people that get permits. You're not seeing people that stand across the street and try to make their voices heard. That's not what it is, right? It used to be a situation where, the police way, way back in the day, way before I was ever born, the police would go and they would assault people, and it would be for things that truly needed to change, such as real racism and real things that were happening in society. Nowadays, agitators look to get arrested, look to get a record, look to get prosecuted. They like putting their hands on the police officers. They like putting their hands on ICE officers. They like putting their hands on HSI officers. And so they are looking to radicalize and looking for a reason to be angry. And they want to feel as though they are persecuted and prosecuted, when in reality, they're on the wrong side of history, because Everything that is done, even biblically, it says it needs to be done right and in order, and that you have to obey the rules and the laws of the land. You cannot go and put your hands on an officer. You should not be going in and defending people that came over into this country illegally. And you can't even do that anywhere else on this earth. Why should people be able to do that in other places, right? And here in the United States of America, but if you go outside of the United States of America, they will arrest you, they will throw you in jail, they will practically throw you in a concentration camp, depending on where you go. They will throw you in a concentration camp and make you do hard labor, depending on what country you are crossing the border into. Because I guarantee you, if it wasn't so strenuous, if it wasn't so strict, they shoot people at the border of North Korea. They don't play games. But we so emotional, we so caught up in our feelings that we feel compelled to be able to put our hands on federal. We don't even have respect for police officers anymore and federal agents. But people is messing around and finding out.
Hey, Mike, there is so much unfolding here in Broadview today outside of the ICE processing facility, where, as you mentioned, this is where some of the immigrants who are being arrested are being taken for processing. I'll step out of the way so that you can get a look at what's going on. Now, we did retreat a little bit further back because ICE agents on the roof and on the ground have been firing pepper balls at the crowd. They contain the same chemicals as pepper spray, and when it gets in your throat, in your nose, it really burns, makes your eyes very itchy. So they just kind of set some of those off here about 5-10 minutes ago. So we have moved a little bit further back, but there are still ICE agents on the roof and on the ground. Now, protesters have been here since early this morning, and there is another larger event planned for 7 p.m. local time, so in about 45 minutes here. Now, I want to take you to earlier today. So take a look at this video. Around 4:15 local time this afternoon, ICE agents were on the roof when a woman approached the fence along with a few other protesters and started yelling at them. Agents shot those demonstrators with pepper balls. Federal agents then came out of the parking lot where the woman got into a scuffle with them. She was thrown onto the ground, and as agents crossed the street, moving protesters further away.
And then they'll sit there and act like they was the victim.
That woman reached up and grabbed the mask of one of the ICE agents. That's when another...
You can't put your hands on people, and you can't impede, you can't do any of that. And almost every single person out there, and I'm going to just call it like it is, almost every single person out there is a white apologist. Almost every single person out there is a white apologist. I don't even know how they can get that close. You can't do that. You cannot do that.
One put her in a headlock, and you can see on video there that she flashes a peace sign. Now, it does appear right now, back live, that there are more federal agents kind of approaching. There's 2 different facilities here, kind of across the street from each other.
These people ain't got nothing better to do except for go get some high school goggles that you use in chemistry class and a mask.
And it appears that some agents have come now from the other parking lot across the street. We've seen most of the tensions escalate when cars are coming in and out of the parking lot here. Protesters kind of get riled up during that time as they're opening the gates, moving, in theory, moving undocumented immigrants to and from. A lot happening here, Mike, and we expect things will only grow larger this evening.
Yeah, man. You can't put your hands on federal agents. That should automatically cost you and warrant a minimum of 1 year in jail and prison at a maximum facility, and they should be getting the treatment and they should be dealt with accordingly. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I don't like the fact that so many people is anti-American and they pro-illegal migrant, but that's what we've been conditioned to believe over the last 4 years.